Hello. Good to see you.
All right there, Revenants. Welcome back to Code Vein in the Road to 100, where today we're not in Elden Ring. We are here in the Crypt Spire. And so today what we're going to be running the Lost Zwei hander. And this is a very interesting weapon overall because of the fact of how rare it is. As you see, we've been through the game 60 times and I've only gotten 5 of them to drop with no farming repeats. Like whenever I hit the guys, then I get their drops, and that's what we do. So they're very, very, very rare for your times through the game. And the cool thing is here that it does sport some pretty good overall defenses here, and with steady bulwark it puts you up to 100 block across the board. Now the nice thing is also that it does have some pretty decent damage overall. As you can see here, we're at 1410, which is pretty good, especially since we are running Isis, which is a very, very low strength blood code overall. But we do have some pretty decent dark value. We do have some pretty decent defenses here with the GXH Assault here. We have very, very good Pierce resist, which is great for the black hunters, the hunters in black, whatever. They are very, very, very aggressive, and they do a lot of piercing attacks, especially the halberd boys. And oh, my wheel got stuck on the chair. And so this is a very, 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 very good way to mitigate a lot of that damage should we take it. And then we are paired up here with all the gifts that we will want to have. So since we're going to be going for like an invisible blocking backstab kind of engagement set here, the power in this build will be in our sneakiness as well as our drain abilities for blocking. And since we have Yakumo along for the fun here of it, we should be fine just to have him run around and take a bunch of hits for not really any reason other than to just kind of, you know, stand there and be a tank for us. Okay, while he's doing that, we'll go for another backstab, and you can see that pairing up here with Icarus Ice for the hunters in black here, paired up with, you know, full block across the board on our weapon, we are absolutely going to be a-okay here. Now for the small lost here, we will have Jupiter's Blade as well, and we can take them out very, very easily. Now this weapon shares all the same movesets with the regular Zweihander, except for the alternate light attack there you saw was a backwards attack. And so here, oh, okay. And because we have pretty decent dark value, up over 1,000, we are able to actually take out or use Jupiter's Blade to really, really good success here versus these big boys. And also, we can use Fourfold Verdict to very, very good effect as well, since we do pierce damage with Fourfold Verdict, and we're able to use it here with pretty good damage overall because of running the GXH Assault. So very, very good things here. Now, because we don't get a whole lot of damage on our backstabs, or a whole lot of I-Core recovery on our backstabs, we really, really have to rely on our blocking abilities here, which kind of negates Foul Blood Barrier from Yakumo. So we're just kind of having him along just because he's a lovable dope that we can kind of just bring along and have him do, you know, whatever he's gonna do. Sometimes he's very, 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 very extra effective, and other times he's completely ineffective. So fortunately in here you have a lot of enemies that chase you to the ends of the earth. I'm looking at you, monkeys, and you can really, really use somebody like Yakumo who's up close and personal all the time. Okay, there he goes. That was fun to watch him just disappear. Okay. Very, very nice that we can block these guys. And Yakumo just got slammed there. Okay. Ouch. Somebody hit us there. Okay, we'll grab this fella. Okay. And you can see that we did get hit there and we only lost about 600 damage, which is pretty decent for this time and what we have going for us. So let's go for a drain activator. Let's go for a stamina activator. And we should be good to go. Oh, and let's get this while we can. Yeah, Yakumo, go do monkeys and whatever. Okay, get me out of here. Now they do inhibit, so we do have to watch out for that. And we're inhibited now, so we can just, you know, oh, and Yakumo died. Okay, so yeah, inhibit is the one thing that will absolutely take us down super effectively. And unfortunately, we got ganged up on, and the Jupiter's Blade did not kill. So that's kind of sad and unfortunate all around. So we can just skip this guy for now. There's no reason for us to stick around and deal with him. And Yakumo's gonna just spit his lines here as much as he wants. So for these fellas, we can definitely take them out since they're very simple and they give us a little bit of ichor here. So the alternate light attack there is kind of a defensive last resort, that if you're trying to get away and you want to hit the enemy and still try and get like a decent dodge in, it's kind of used in that manner. It's not necessarily like a forward going, you know, kind of assault tactic. Okay, let's get some attacks here. Unfortunately, the ball lightnings there were a bit slow on getting over to the giant boy there, but not a problem. And so we can go for one of these guys and try and get a bunch of ichor back from him if we can, just to load up sort of a battery of sorts here. Okay, and this guy, I've never gotten one Lost Zwei to drop from him. Okay. And we'll see what he's doing here. Get some ichor from blocking. And remember, guard drain rating up increases your guard defense drain by 0.4. So we're almost even here with our blocking and our attacks. So very, 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 very good. We actually have that ability to do that. Okay, let's go invisible so we can just remove the hunter in black here, just to make sure that we don't. Okay, and there was a decent block, and if we could get a okay, never mind. I was gonna say if we could get a backstab here, we would be okay. And so we do have regenerative drain and lifesteal active, so that way we can get back health every time we kill or every time we drain, which is very, 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 very nice. Okay, now that we have this, we can, and the door is open, we can get around this guy. We can get a backstab here, and that's the only reason for backstabs here, is to literally go for the ability to get health back. Okay, Yakumo. And now for this invasion, Jupiter's Blade is going to be absolutely essential and iconic for our ability to make it through here all at once. And also, guard boosters are nice to have along with us, but the problem is that they only do 10% increase, which only increases our defense by 10 or by 8 at this point, and so it's not the best possible thing for us, just because of the fact that we have you know, not 100 block across the board when we're doing that, so we have to keep that in mind. We'll block that. We'll go for a little bit of this, and then we'll just take the hit. Anytime we can get extra I-core or something, I'm absolutely going to take it for sure. Okay. We'll block this guy. And you can see that our block is pretty effective for recovering I-core. It's not as crazy as the Azure Greatsword, but it is very, very good nonetheless. Okay, let's back up here. Okay. And we'll block this, get some I-core, and there you go. You get a little bit of a dodge retreat, while at the same time being able to hit the enemy. And for smaller enemies, you have the potential to knock them down and such. And we'll just continue getting backstabs here to keep ourselves full up on health. Okay. Even though we don't need it, it's nice to have it. And we still need to get a whole bunch of I-core. Oh boy. Okay, I did not realize that this guy was going to be coming in here. Okay, good. We'll get some drains here. We'll get some health back. We'll get another Icarus Ice off. Very, very nice. And you can see that because we're typically up close with the enemy, because they are doing attacks and we are blocking them, we can make great use of Icarus Ice when they are right up on top of us. Now, since the little guys and the big boys are kind of almost like they're really resistant to ice, we weren't using Icarus Ice there as much as we probably should have, so we're going for the lightning gifts instead of the actual faster, more damage gift. I just love the lighting in here for my character. Makes the gold shine and shimmer in a very unique, different way than anywhere else in the game. So that's my favorite hallway in the entire place. Okay, so here as we get up on these boys, it's just more of the same here. So we'll start with this. And since we are running out of steady bulwark and guard stability, we're definitely going to, you know, take our time here. Make sure that we don't have too many attacks coming in. Okay, now we can go for this, and we can go for blocking and everything now. Okay, good job, Yakumo. Let's just get some attacks here. Okay, very nice. So you can see there the kind of combos that you can do with this, where you have a couple of sword attacks into an alternate light attack into a gift, and then into a block. You can really make some interesting setups here in going for some of these different enemies, because of how that dodge back kind of helps you create space where you can use other gifts that normally would either miss, or otherwise you can use them to you know, get range, get distance, so on and so forth on the enemy, where you normally wouldn't be able to. And as you can see, we are right back up on our health here and everything. No real problems keeping ourselves at full max health, because we're constantly killing enemies and we're constantly backstabbing or draining enemies one way or another. Okay, and because we are constantly doing backstabs and stuff, we do have our max ability of 60 I-core basically all the time. And that's the great thing about running Isis, is the fact that you have, you know, that 60 cap on having tons and tons of I-core, so you can keep all of your gifts running at full speed all the time, because you don't start at a very small, low I-core cap. You start out at, you know, really high at 30, and you can go all the way to 60. So if you want to, you can just continue to block for a long time, or just continue getting backstabs and just save up your consumable gifts like Icarus Ice and Jupiter's Blade to make sure that you have, you know, enough I-core for whatever you are going for. 3 of them, yep. Let's go around the side here. And they should not trigger. Okay. This guy. Okay, let's... Yep, okay. And here he's got all the pierce. And so now we can just go for all of these blocks here. Okay. And I tried to save Yakumo and didn't work. We should have just kept blocking. I don't know why Yakumo was getting slapped so hard. He should have just backed off and everything. Mm-hmm. And so now we will use the stunted version. As you can see there, the block is, because it's a big paddle, we don't get a very far distance. And so since this exists, we can absolutely use it to our benefit here. Now it is a much shorter, much different activation framing window for compared to lighter weapons, and so you kind of have to play it a little bit differently because you don't get as far on the dashes, and so you can kind of use it freer and a little easier because you don't have to stop as often. Okay, let's go. And this is just one way to, you know, mitigate the stupidity of making one wrong move. Of, well, we didn't block, and so then we paid for it to try and save Yakumo, and in spite of, you know, what the game has for us, we can get around it easily enough, as you can see here. Okay. And we could go open up shortcuts and everything, but I like the idea that I get through the entire Crypt Spire with one build and, you know, one idea instead of just continue dying and dying and dying and dying and just going back and back and back to different gifts and everything. Okay, so back to Icarus Ice. Let's do this time. And we will go for our friendly fella over here in the corner. Okay. Good, and then we'll Icarus Ice him down. Okay, very nice. And then let's go for this boy. Whoops. And that guy should not activate here for a little bit longer. And I don't know what he's doing. We will let him do what he's gonna do. Yakumo looks like he went back to do some more fighting, so we'll let him do that. Okay. And we'll just get back some I-Core here, so we can hit him a little more. That's fine. Go ahead and keep hitting me. We've got lots and lots and lots of stamina here, so not a problem at all to let him slap us there as much as he is. And Yakumo's gonna go fight the world, it looks like, which is completely fine with me. Okay, awesome. That was a very, very good engagement that time because we weren't worried about Yakumo dying or doing anything. You feel better? Okay, well, you went off to run away into the nether sphere, so I don't know where you were going. But that's completely fine. Now we could go open up, you know, all the shortcut runbacks here, but we'll just continue on our way. So this isn't really a power build in the sense of, you know, you're hitting the enemy for like 10,000 damage or more with your sword. It's more of a passive power in like what we had with the Azure Greatsword, although albeit to a lesser degree, it is still very, very, very much in that same idea, in that same logic and understanding as what we had there, which is really, really great that you can still do this well with, you know, basically 1,000 dark value, which, you know, 1,000 dark value is pretty good. It's, you know, kind of middle of the road, I guess you could say, and it does do very well on, you know, having blood-sucking blades and everything, and also for our drain rating on our guarding and everything. Okay, we'll just, oops, we'll just continue getting I-core for blocking. We'll let Yakumo keep getting attacked there. Okay, very nice. And you can see that if we block or if we attack, we continue to get a pretty good I-core recovery back from either or, which is really, really nice that it's not basically dependent on, you know, whether we attack or whether we drain. And so it a lot of that is just to fuel the gifts that we have. But if you are not fueling the gifts that you have, that's completely fine too. Okay, nice. Okay, let's go launch this boy real quick. We'll get some health back. We'll get some I-core back. Okay, we need our abilities here to come up so we can have some blocking defense. Very nice. Okay, let's do monkeys here. Okay. Ouch. Okay. Wow, that monkey almost killed us in one hit, and the second monkey got stuck in the ceiling. Typically, they either drop both or one drops and the other one gets stuck in the ceiling, and there's nothing he can do about it. So you can see there that if we actually do take hits, we really, really, really get our base clocked in. But the reality is that because we are able to, you know, hit so hard at very, very quick, easy, simple moments, we can really, really maintain that health recovery pretty quickly, pretty easily, because we're getting a lot of backstabs, we're getting a lot of kills, and we're getting, you know, all that sweet I-core on defense along the way. So very, very nice overall. And you can see there that fella that we just killed at the end there, he's the one that I've been killing for 60 times, and I've only gotten 5 of these. And so that was 61, I believe. And so we'll continue. I call him my lottery ticket to see if I can, you know, get all 13 of them by the end of the road to 100 by killing him and him alone. And if I don't get him, then I'll have to go and just farm him out, just so that way we have all 13 of the Lost Zwei handers. But pretty good sword overall. Definitely like a budget version of the regular Zweihander, but it is definitely not something, you know, that is to be like discarded and discounted. Let's see, do I have a Devour version? I don't have a Devour version of the Zweihander. So let's see if there's a comparable one here. I probably have a Gifts one. An Alleviation. I do have an Alleviated. Okay, so you can see here that the Zweihander is, you know, more weight. It's a little more damage because of strength being up at a B, and it has a little more defense overall. So it's like a smaller budget version of the regular Zweihander, but to be expected from the Lost variant, you know, of what these weapons are. But I really wish this had a blood variant to it, or at least some way to create that blood variant on it, since the Lost weapons are kind of, you know, like they have that idea and that look of like blood weapons. So I don't know, it's just me. But the Lost Heavy Axe, it has blood on it, so I thought that would be like a neat thing to have, you know, to have that blood element on a few more things than what we did. And the Lost Bardiche, for some reason, it doesn't have blood, and the Lost Zweihander, no blood, and the Lost Broadsword, no blood on it either. So kind of confusing why they picked only one out of the variant, out of the Lost family, to have blood element, and then they did that with the Sunset family as well, which is kind of weird that the Sunset Hammer has blood, and then the Sunset Bardiche or Sunset Halberd doesn't have it, and then the Sunset Greatsword doesn't have it, and so on and so forth. So I kind of wish that this had maybe like one more unique thing about it instead of just being the budget regular Zweihander. But overall, it's a pretty heavy weapon. It's in the higher top end of weight, and so you can't really equip it too much to get normal mobility, but it comes into a surprising usefulness case here, right at the halfway point on the weight limit for ISIS, which is really, really nice that I mean, we have half a pound or half a weight more that we could add on here, so we are literally right there at the threshold, but we still have pretty decent damage overall, pretty decent blocking defense, and pretty decent drain ratings overall. So it's really, really nice though that this has such a very, 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 very low requirement. Basically anything in the game except like Orion and um, Volley and Perseus, these three, since they have a D, and they don't have a D plus, but basically anything else in the game can take advantage of this, which is really, really nice that it has such a low, okay, there you go, Artemis. It has such a low requirement set. I mean, you could even use it with Queen's Ribcage. That's how crazy this thing is. And you don't even lose that much. Look, you only lose 65 damage out of you know, the entire damage set here. But it is really, really nice that, you know, things like Darkseeker, you know, some of these more gift casting oriented codes, I mean, literally caster can make use of it. And so it's pretty cool that it's such a low requirement set weapon, and yet it really does very well overall as a good weapon of choice if you so happen to get lucky enough to actually find it and pick one up. So that guy on the bridge, you can farm him. There's a couple more locations in the game, two of them actually being here in the Crypt Spire, and a couple other fellas in a couple of the different areas. But yeah, if you happen to get your hands on one, definitely keep it and don't sell it, because you may not ever get another one unless you farm really hard for it. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the Crypt Spire here. We'll do the Blade Bearing Cannoneer next, and then we'll do Mito after him, and we'll kind of keep them either together or separate, but definitely a separate video from this one. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.